Hey everyone, I thought I would do one last video before Christmas. This is going to be kind of a hodgepodge of things, what I'm doing right now as far as reading what I've just read. And then I have a mini haul at the end. So just going to jump into this is all history. And it's like all history all the time here. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is Plato and the Tyrant, the Fall of Greece's Greatest Dynasty and the Making of a Philosophic Masterpiece by James Rome. Doing this as a buddy read, a historathon buddy read, Justin over at Trample Reads. And I don't know if the other people that are participating in this one have YouTubes, but this one I'm looking forward to. I had mentioned earlier another book, Twilight Cities, where one of the cities was Syracuse. And it did touch on Plato and his trip and his time in Syracuse with the dictators there at the time, Dionysus. And so really excited to learn more about that because that was just kind of a little snippet, a little factoid that I hadn't known about before. So really looking forward to jumping into my first ever buddy read on the historathon. Never did a buddy read before, so see how that goes. I'm looking forward to it. So that's, Plato and the Tyrant. The last two books that I read were, one was the History of Ancient Rome in 12 Coins by Gareth Harney. I really like this book. I thought it was fantastic. This isn't an overview of Rome, and it's not all about coins. It's taking a specific coin, like a famous coin that was minted during the Republic or pre-Republic, Republic, and then the Imperial times, including the Byzantine period, and then just building a historical chapter around that different person or event or even an object. Like one of the chapters was about the Colosseum and the one of the sort of famous coins that was minted that showed the Colosseum on it. And I thought it was really cool. It's not going to be a book that's going to get you a full overview of the history of Rome. But it's a fun read, and even if you're not a big Rome or ancient history person, you might get a lot out of this. I personally love coins, so to me it's mixing like two subjects that I really like, ancient coins and ancient history. So I really liked it. I thought it was great. I would highly recommend this one. It's super cool, actually. It was fun. I'm glad I read it. The next book that I read, just finished this up the other day, actually. This is The War That Made the Roman Empire, Antony, Cleopatra, and Octavian at Actium. So this was kind of all about the assassination of Julius Caesar, the major players, the build-up, like the triumvirate, and the other side, like Crassus and Brutus, and then ultimately the clash between Antony, Marcus Antonius, or Mark Antony, and Octavian, Augustus Caesar, and the battle itself off the shores of Greece at Actium, and then the fallout, the conquest of Egypt, and what happened to all the major players. I actually really enjoyed it. It started off slow for me, but as it built up, I really got into the book. I thought it was cool the way that Barry Strauss introduced a lot of the players. Like some of these people you may not have heard of if you're not deep into Roman history. People like Sextus Pompey, who I had never really heard much about. He was a naval commander that Octavian had to defeat. Learning about him was cool, and there was others, even the kids of Cleopatra and Antony, the girls that they had and what happened to them, and it was just a fantastic book. So I highly recommend that one if that's something that you haven't read. If you're into history and maybe military history, it's a bit of a nice blend of that stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at for what I've just read recently. And then I did a little mini haul, which I thought I'd bring up. It's a 4-book haul, but I did it on Facebook Marketplace, and it's basically the first time that I ever bought books on Facebook Marketplace. And this one person was selling 4 books that looked interesting. 2 of them were kind of ones that I want to read, and the other 2 looked kind of like I was buying them anyway, so they might be good add-ons. And they were $5 each, and they're in pretty good shape. So it's always nice to get something that's pretty reasonable. And so I got The Crusades by Thomas Asbridge. This is sort of a classic book, and looking forward to reading this one. It's the war in the Holy Land is always very interesting. It can be controversial, I guess, but I don't really see the reason for that. It's a time, and it's a fascinating history, fascinating individuals all around. Love that era of history. The next one that I got from this little mini haul was Age of Ambition, Chasing Fortune, Truth and Faith, New China. It's more of a contemporary book. I have been wanting to read more on Asia, and so this kind of fit the bill. It's not a history per se, but more, I think it's by Evan Osnos, so I should say, the author. I think it's more about current politics, culture, where China's at now. So I think it looks interesting, and looking forward to sort of you always try to read different things and not get trapped in one sort of area. So looking forward to that. And then the third book that I got was Adam Zamyowski's History of Poland. Poland, a History it's called, and it's I think it's going to be awesome. It's Poland is a sort of a great country that's existed for a long time. It's had, experienced a lot of conflict, maybe more conflict than many other countries have. Sitting as it does between Germany and Russia, it's a country between two bigger countries that are often assertive, let's say, in the political and the military realm. So let's call it that. So I'm really looking forward to reading Poland. I think it's going to be a fantastic read, and I'm looking forward to talking about it down the road. The last book I got, and this is what I'm reading right now actually, is James Raffin's biography, history of, it's called Emperor of the North. It's Sir George Simpson and the Remarkable Story of the Hudson's Bay Company. So this is all about one of the major players in the Hudson's Bay Company, and this is largely British history, but Canadian history really. It's the history of the Canadian North and the Canadian West. And I'm a Canadian, so I sometimes forget to read books written by Canadian or about Canadian history, and so was excited to get this one for $5. This is one I had my eye on for a while. There's another one on the Hudson's Bay that's more recent, that's on the sort of bookshelves right now that I kind of want to get. So looking forward to reading this one, learning about Sir George Simpson, and getting more into the history of the Bay Company and the fur trade and the Northwest Company and all of that stuff. Currently reading it. So far so good. The first 3 chapters have been pretty interesting. So all in on this one right now. So that's where I'm at for reading, and that's where my history book kind of world is colliding in its various ancient and modern and Eastern and Western phases. So perfect for winter holidays. And that leads me to the end of this video. To those of you who have made it this far, I thank you and appreciate you. I'm hoping that wherever you are, you're having a great holiday season, if it's holiday season for you. If it's not, and you're working, hopefully work is not too hard on you this end December. And we will see you on the next one. Have a great holiday, Merry Christmas, and wherever you are, I wish you all the best into the new year, into 2026. Take care. We'll see you soon.